Raider Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Raider Slim coming back with another video. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get into the topic here about Henry Ruggs. Now, a lot of people ask me about this situation and what I felt. He came out on a Hope for Prisoners, like a special release or whatever, and he came back and apologized to the family. And, you know, basically everybody involved. You know, me, I'm staying neutral in this situation because personally, it's a very, very sensitive subject for a lot of people on both sides, man, you know, and it's always going to be, you know, it was a lot of people affected, you know, on both sides, families and whatnot. It just was a lot that went on with that, you know. I kind of have my opinion on it, you know, but I just choose to stay neutral with it. Just because, you know, it's one of those things that, like I said, it's just very, very sensitive, man, for a lot of people, man. You can say the wrong thing, and, you know, I just choose to stay out of it, you know what I mean, and let everything run its course and be kind of what it is, you know. You know, it just what it is, you know. I don't really have nothing else to really say about it. I'm just making this because a lot of people did ask me, like, what I felt. And, you know, reached out to me once they've seen it. You know, I posted something just about what he said, about his apology. And the reason why I'm saying, because he was a Raider. We all know he was the first Las Vegas Raider picked, you know, and you know, he was in his second year, I believe, and I think that he's up for, like, parole or whatever. And I had a lot of friends, too, that had told me he was, like, in a camp, whatnot, kind of like in a, I think, like a halfway, kind of like a transition house, basically. You know, a couple of my homies hit me and was like, hey, man, you know, he's over here. But I was like, you know, and I knew this like months before a lot of people knew, because, you know, like I said, I had a friend, you know, and, you know, he worked and whatnot, and had told me, like, hey, man, you know, and I was like, you know what, that's not my business to kind of air out and put out like that. You know what I mean? That's like his privacy and whatnot, and I just don't want to entertain that, you know. I mean, it's his business, you know, it's his life, you know, and it's personal business, you know, and it's just not nothing that I want to put myself in, you know, putting his business out like that, or anybody's business, you know, and it's just what it is. But that's my take on it right now, man. I'm just staying neutral with it, man. Yeah, I've seen a few videos about it, you know, and I agreed on some, disagreed on some, but I just feel like just to let it be, you know what I mean, and let it run its course, man. You know, it happened, and like I said, there was a lot of emotion on both sides, man, and you know, that's my take on it, man. But much love to y'all, man. I'm getting ready for this season, and I'm ready for the season. I don't know about y'all, but I am. Raider Nation.